and just really like go in there. The sex is so good. I just take their contact off. My armpits are literally sweating. Hello besties, for today's video, I will be answering your TMI girl talk questions that you're too afraid to ask your mom or your friend. You all sent in some spicy questions about feminine health, relationships, or friendships, and I will be answering them all for you today because if you know me, then you know that I am an open book. I even post a lot of girl talk advice on my Snapchat as well, so make sure to go check all those platforms out. These topics can be very scary and uncomfortable, but they're also very important things to learn. So without further ado, let's get on to the questions. The first question is a story time question about an embarrassing period experience that I've had. So I have a really heavy period flow. I remember there was one particular day that I had just gotten my period. I decided to wear leggings on this day, which terrible idea, and I put in a tampon. The tampon just could not hold the flow that I had. And as I was sitting in my next class, it was a Spanish class, we have these yellow seats, and I slowly went to look down at my yellow seat and it was completely red. The worst part about it was that I sat at the very front of the class, so I didn't feel like I could get up or do anything, but I knew I had to do something. So I slowly went to get a notebook paper and put it on top of my seat so you couldn't see the red. My Spanish teacher had the great idea to do an activity where we would have to get off our desk, get up from our seat, and then move around the classroom and sit at other people's desks. During this time, people were getting up and going to my seat and sitting down. The entire class was doing this. Nobody noticed the seat because my notebook paper was on it, and I don't know if nobody noticed or people just didn't care, but nobody moved the notebook paper, nobody was even checking. Everyone just sat down, and finally one girl went and she noticed it. She kind of ignored it, she kind of just sat at the very edge of the chair so she wouldn't sit on the blood. The next question is how to find the right bra size. To be honest, I am not a bra girl. I will wear a push-up bra if I really need to, if I'm wearing a top or something that will look really good with a push-up bra. I wear sports bras. Right now I'm wearing pasties, I wear sticky bras. If you can feel the bra, then it's not the right one for you, or it's not even the right brand. You shouldn't feel like the bra is squeezing your fat. I would wear really tight bras and it would literally squeeze the fat on my stomach, and it would make me look a little bit more chunkier because my fat was getting squeezed. How to deal with late periods. I have talked about having a missing period and getting my pap smear. That's why I went to go get my pap smear in the first place. But what's really important is you have some sort of app that tracks your flow. So I use the Flow app. There's also the Cycle app or whatever. Just have some sort of period tracker so you can keep track of that, and you know when you're ovulating, when your luteal phase is. So you know when you should get your period. Sometimes you could be a week early, you could be a week late. That's totally fine. It's more concerning when it's past the 2-week mark. That's when you should be checking for any irregularities in your system, or if you should be taking a pregnancy test. For me, the gynecologist told me that because my usual cycles have not been super abnormal, they're pretty consistent, and this was just a one-time thing. It might just be from stress or hormones, or it could be from being sick. If you are sick, you could miss your period too. When I had COVID, I'm pretty sure my period also came 2 weeks late. It could be PCOS, and I definitely recommend going to get that checked out at a gynecologist, and they can help you. Sometimes going to one gynecologist is not enough. Sometimes you might have to go to multiple. Going off of that, the next question is, do my periods stink? The answer is yes, they do. When I use the bathroom and I'm on my period, it doesn't smell great. That's why it's also really important to make sure that if you're wearing pads or anything like that, that you are changing that within every 3 hours. The next question, which is a very important question, is how do you take care of down there in general? The way you're gonna take care of it is by not really taking care of it. Let me explain. I was told that I have BV, and BV is very common. If you don't know what BV is, that is when your down there has a lot of bad bacteria, okay? So there's good bacteria and bad bacteria. And what can really cause an imbalance and infection in your pH level is by washing down there. And when I found that out, my mind was blown. What do you mean I'm not supposed to wash down there? This is how I would wash it. I would literally get my soap and just really go in there and wash it like that. You're just supposed to use water, kind of give it a splash because it washes itself. Other than that, really taking care of it is all about how you just take care of your body in general, managing your stress, managing your cortisol levels, making sure you are drinking water when you you wake up in the morning, eating your vegetables. This was a top question of mine, which is about masturbation. How do I feel about solo pleasure? Is it normal? And it is completely normal, you guys. I remember when I was in high school and me and my friends like all revealed to each other that we masturbated. We were all shocked. It also felt like a weight was lifted off our shoulders. I remember thinking that I was a freak the entire time, and then when all my friends were telling me that they did it as well, I was like, oh my god, this is normal. I am very much an advocate for self-pleasure and solo pleasure because I do think that it is a form of self-love and independence, because you're telling your body that you can pleasure yourself without needing to have someone. And it's so important for your confidence too, because you're really getting to know your body and what your body likes. And trust me, when you know what you want and you're able to communicate to your partner what you like, the sex is so good. How to actually kiss. I think when you do it, you just kind of get the vibe with someone. I remember when I had my first kiss, it just felt very natural. I watched a lot of videos. I remember like when I started college, I like knew that I was probably gonna have to kiss someone soon. So I spent so much time watching those like how to kiss videos on YouTube. These next set of questions are more about relationship advice, which you know that I love relationship advice, to be honest. I think I give pretty good relationship advice. All my friends come to me for it. What do you do when you get left on red? Being left on red is a text within itself, guys. Unless there's like a genuine excuse, like, oh my gosh, I saw this, I was busy with work or whatever. But if someone just like outright leaves you on red, does not ever text you again, literally ghosts you, you don't need them anymore, okay? That is literally them telling you, hey, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I just take their contact off. I just delete their message from my iMessage. It just adds one more step to you having to text them. Like you would literally have to go into your contacts, look up their name, and send them another message. Is it normal to miss your ex no matter how badly they treated you? It's all about how you act on that feeling of missing them. I think it's very healthy to recognize that you miss being with someone and those memories you shared together, because at the end of the day, no matter how badly they treated you, you did put so much time and energy into that relationship. But also understanding that this person was not meant for you, and those memories are just memories that I miss, and I don't need to act on that feeling. I think if it's been years and you still miss your ex, I think there's another conversation to have with yourself, why you might be so attached with that person, or what about being in a relationship are you so attached to and obsessed with? How do you feel happy single? And I know that it's so hard to feel like this, especially when you see a lot of couple posts. Social media likes to push out the fact that you should be the happiest when you're independent. The feeling you are single is not going to be the same as if you are in a relationship. And I think that's where the problem is when people try to compare happiness between being single and happiness being in a relationship, because those are two very different types of happiness. So it's not about trying to be as happy as you were when you were in a relationship, but it's about appreciating the things around you and the things that you can do when you are single. For example, when you're single, you have so much time and energy to put on yourself. Because when I was single, that was when I probably got so much done in my life. I went on like solo vacations. Not saying that I don't do that now and I don't find the time to do that now, but it was just so much easier to do those things. You really get to know who you are. My armpits are literally sweating. What do you do if you feel uncomfortable in a friendship, but they still want to be friends with you? I totally feel this, especially when you get older and you go to college and you leave college. You're probably going to lose so many friends and make new ones, and it really is your decision. If you want to tell this person, this is what's been bothering me because of these things, I don't feel like we should be as close anymore. Or you can just completely distance yourself from them. That might be really controversial because I've seen videos of people being like, well, if someone is your friend, you owe it to them to explain to them why you are distancing yourself. At the end of the day, you don't owe anyone anything, okay? It is your decision. There are some cases where it might be really mentally draining for you to tell someone, this is why we can't be friends and I'm distancing myself, because maybe you know how this person is. Maybe they're not going to take it well. Maybe they're going to try to do everything they can to still be friends with you. Maybe they're going to start talking bad behind your back. Maybe it's more beneficial for you just to slowly start distancing yourself quietly. Do what makes you feel the best. Just because you don't want to be friends with someone doesn't mean you're a bad person, doesn't make them a bad person. You guys are just not compatible. Is it bad to like a friend's crush? Especially when you're in high school, you only know like so many people and it's bound to happen. Or if you hang around the same friend group, be honest about it and have an honest conversation with that friend. At the end of the day, your friendships are so much more important than just a crush. And the final question of this TMI girl talk is, what would I tell to my younger self? My younger self was very insecure. She was very much seeking validation from others. And what I would say to her is to stop focusing on finding acceptance from other people. Start learning to accept yourself. Prioritize those who do care about you and do take the time to hang out with you, put an effort into your friendships. Everything that she feels is valid, and with time, she's going to get what she wants. She's going to be the beautiful girl that she imagines, and it honestly just takes time and learning. Just keep doing what you're doing because you are on the right path. I mean, look at me now. Thank you all so much for watching this TMI girl talk. I hope I helped you guys a little bit and answered your questions. Comment and let me know if you like this style of video and what other videos you want to see from me next. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next week at the same time. Bye!